Hey guys, we got a special guest, NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, yes, another wonderful episode of On Screen, but I am joined to my left by the awesome, the super fantastic, the journalist, host,
film and TV
writer,
critic.
film and TV critic. What else do you do? A whole bunch of stuff.
I'm a writer. I mean, you got the gist
Oh,
of
okay,
it.
okay.
Thank you. I appreciate
Chauncey
that.
K. Robinson.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have Michael walk around with me and introduce me to people.
So you've seen it on the channel before, but we're here to talk about, that's right, them streets. With the young kids have grown up. Now they got new little kids. Don't call them sidekicks, yo. We're talking about Titans. And this is episode 4.
Yes.
So we getting into it.
Are we getting into it though? Because it was a flashback.
Yeah, but we're getting into the psyche of why they didn't want to come. When they came back, they was feeling a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
How you feeling about the flashback?
I didn't care for it. I thought it had some moments, but I honestly, I didn't think we needed a whole episode of a flashback. Look, we have 10, I think it's 13 episodes this season.
So you can get a little.
No, you still can't.
You want to punch the gas.
If you had 22 to 23 episode season, I could see a flashback or 2 episode where the whole episode, but Jason Todd just got, kidnapped the previous episode, so we're really going to stop and go back 5 years?
Good point.
I care about what's going on.
We want to know what now.
Yeah, and I don't mind flashbacks to kind of give us a gist of what's going on, or some context, but do you really need a whole episode of that? And I didn't care for the dynamics of the I like our core 4 now, our Rachel, Gar, Corey, Dick core. I think they just have a better, more kind of interesting dynamic, just because they're all in different stages of their life. I think the old Titans felt like they were a group of college friends hanging out in an apartment, and let's get their interpersonal lives and drama. I'm like, is this the CW? I mean, I love the CW,
but this ain't the CW.
This is DC Universe. No one signed up for that.
All right, question. Do you like the history? Because I was digging the history that we got led into. We learned a little bit more about Diana through Donna. We learned a little bit more about Atlantis through Aqualad. I'll talk about that in a second. We learned a little bit more about Batman, the more and more that we watch. So are you digging some of the history, or are you just look, man, hey, I'm trying to find out where is Jason Todd?
Where's Jason Todd? I appreciated the history. I'm a little worried about the Jericho storyline. Not worried it's bad, but worried about what it's going to implicate in terms of the Titans, in terms of if his blood is going to be on their hands. Because I think it's pretty clear he didn't make it somehow, and we don't know.
Yeah, because we already know from Rose that he ain't alive no more.
And so I think that might be something on their hands, and I'm wondering where that's going to go. So that's interesting. So I was interested in that. I did not care for the Dick and Dawn. I just don't understand why they keep doing this. We like Dick and Corey, and they haven't even been in the same
they were doing fine
since episode 1 yet of season 2. Yeah. And I'm like, that's
and
the
they
more
weren't really
popular
technically
ship.
themselves at that time.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is the more popular ship. Can we get to that point? I think the writers feel like they want to show people, maybe why they didn't work out, but none of us are asking you. No one's asking you why Dick and Dawn didn't work out. They
gave us an idea in season 1 why they didn't work out.
Dick left her in a coma and told Hank to watch after her. There's no love lost on Dick's end. Dawn might still have some feelings. I don't know. True. But Dick is not feeling her.
Yeah, I think Dick is yo, I care for you as a person.
Yeah.
But he's definitely putting service or the mission or whatever above, all that Don stuff.
Well,
He's look, hey, mission first.
I don't even know if it's putting it above Dawn for sure, but not putting it above interpersonal stuff. He clearly fell for Corey.
Yeah.
We saw that. Just the way he was looking at her.
Was having that love thing in the hotel.
Yeah.
With a dope fight scene.
Yeah, but in the first episode of season 2, he was like, hey, there's room for one more. He wanted her to come with him.
He was like,
he didn't say that to Dawn.
Girl?
He didn't have a moment with Dawn and went, thanks for coming out. It was yeah, you want to get in this car, Corey? This is, he hasn't called her since, but Dick also has a lot of emotional walls. And I think
Yeah.
I would rather watch the dynamic of them breaking down his emotional walls of Corey getting there with him than this flashback with him and Dawn. Although I will say for this episode, what I appreciated was the fact that they had Dick very casually say he was a rebound. Like,
Yeah, he was like,
asked
there's nothing super special about me.
Yes.
I happen to be here. Hank messed up or it fell out.
And I was a rebound. Not
yeah.
even like there was nothing special about me. It was more so there's nothing special about this relationship. He
True.
was like, this
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
like some epic love story. They crashed and burned and I was here.
And Aqualad, even though, well, you know what? I'm going to talk about Aqualad real quick.
Yeah.
I'll ask you first.
Okay.
I'll just go and say it. Look, Young Justice is a dope show, right? I've been a fan of Young Justice since it first came out. It's the same argument with Green Lantern. Let's be honest. Everybody from about 01 or so knows Jon Stewart. Why are we trying to switch this to some Hal Jordan stuff? Everybody knows Calder. Why are we trying to switch? Look, we all know him. But, they changed the story in this new season. So I guess, okay, I argued myself out of that one.
Yes.
Never mind, forget it.
Also, Garth did exist in the comics.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
he
not
did,
like
yeah.
he's some character that they just created because they didn't want to do
Yeah,
Calder.
yeah.
And I think also you have to think about it in the fact that they killed him off. Like, I think people would have been more mad had it been Calder and then he got killed.
Good point. Good point. They would have
Don't
been
you
like,
want the one you didn't care to see be the one that's the expendable plot point, right? If they, I would have been a riot online.
He's not expendable.
He was an expendable plot point. The whole point,
we knew he was dead, though.
Yes, but it wasn't even that. We knew the whole point of them bringing him in was this plot point of we need to create the reason why they
She
went
doesn't
after
wanna go
Deathstroke.
back, and the
yeah,
reason
with
why they went
Donna,
after him.
but also the whole thing of Deathstroke. So he
Yeah.
was a slightly contrived plot point. He was there to die, which
But I
feel
did
is-
like the history that was there. Like you felt that he was real. Like he came in his one episode strong. He was like, I gave you a
I liked him.
clownfish. I've loved you since I was little, and I love you a whole lot. And then,
I mean, I didn't mind him. I thought the whole dynamic. I think he fit. I think he fit in just fine with the 5 years ago Titans.
Yeah.
This year, this present Titans, no, he would have been like.
Nah, he would have been kind of weird.
Not even weird. Just been bland, to be honest. Like the old Titans.
or maybe they would have changed his characteristics a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he would have been like kind of over it or burned out. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I thought the actor was great. I think all the actors of the show are great.
Yeah,
And I think
definitely.
he definitely made an impression. But I think the whole point of him being around was to just kind of come and like give the emotional issue of why they went after Deathstroke. Also, I don't know if they made it clear on who Deathstroke was actually after, because after he shot Aqualad, he was still shooting. So I'm like, who first of all, who put the hit out on them?
Wintergreen,
was it Aqualad?
Yeah, because is it Wintergreen or Winterfell? I think it's Wintergreen. Wintergreen gave him he was like, I want to do this to you personally. And we don't know if it's the whole team, if it's Aqualad, if it's Donna. We don't know what's up because he was never like, well, this order is for, so we don't know. I guess it was maybe for Donna, maybe.
Maybe, but then again, if that was the case, Deathstroke would have been keeping to go after her, right?
True that.
So that's why I'm like, I hope
it was Aqualad.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not a plot point where they just like a plot hole. I mean, where they just kind of like, oh, he was supposed to kill somebody.
All right, check this. Let's
Okay.
get a little deeper, son. Check this. It was called or paid for by Themyscira themselves
For what?
because they knew Donna was falling, and they like, ain't having that. You need to get him out of the way. And went through a third party to get that.
I don't feel like they do.
Nah,
that.
they would.
They're not those types.
Yo, Jillian ain't no joke though.
Yeah,
Jillian
but
said,
yeah, she was ready.
how you slice a bullet in half? Like, old girl, don't sleep. All right,
And
don't
she
let the
seemed
age
to know
fool you.
about it. She seemed not to know about the hit, but she seemed supportive of Donna's
Yeah.
staying. She
She
wasn't
was
like,
like-
you
she-
gotta come, you can't fall in love with
Yeah,
her.
she
It was like,
was-
well, look, you can stay another 6
And
months.
she was trying to blame it. She was trying to blame it on Jillian.
Yeah.
She was like,
She was like,
well,
hey,
Jillian
me.
should have had to go. Like, hey, don't
She was
blame it
like,
on
don't
me.
blame it on me. Like
Nah.
you, like it's about him, isn't
This
it?
you.
Like you don't gotta come back. We got Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we got Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? She
We
cool.
good. We're not missing.
But I do like, speaking about Wonder Woman, speaking about Bruce, and then also about like Donna and Dawn talking about Dick and Batman and stuff. I like that history that we get in this show. Like this show is just dope in general and how they handle kind of like a legacy aspect of these characters. It feels like they're inside of a world that has been around before we started watching. Like some shows feel like, all right, the world just started now and now we're going forward. But this seems like people have been living their lives, the heroes have been living their lives and stuff like that. And I think that's dope. There's some, especially when they casted Batman, I was like, oh, okay. And then the conversation they had was it was on some cool like father-son stuff when the son is now an adult. Yeah. It was kind of dope. So, kudos to that.
I agree with you there. I think there's a whole universe, and I like that to an extent. Okay. One of the things I do, like I said, I'll go back to my love for the core four, and I wish, hopefully they'll recenter them again towards as the season goes on.
They'll probably do it around like 8 or 9.
Yeah, but it's the fact that Corey is from a different planet. She doesn't, she's just as super powered, if not more so than some of these characters.
Her ex-boyfriend got AIDS, just letting you know.
What?
Remember he was in Temptation?
Yeah, okay. I was like, what?
Every time I see that dude, I'll be like, he got AIDS.
But I'm saying Corey is from a different planet and she doesn't follow the rules of whatever. Because you have the universe, like you said, these people come from history, Dick and Dawn. The whole thing of him being connected to Batman, Dawn and Hank's history, Donna's history, Wonder Girl. There's a whole universe of superhero universe. And I appreciate that, but I like the core four's whole thing of Gar was up in the mansion for most of his life, and Doom Patrol, which he still hasn't mentioned anybody. I wish he'd give someone a call from there, because I love Doom Patrol. So it's like that was your people. Awesome. And then you have Raven, Rachel, in a way, where it's like, this is totally new to her.
Well, can we call her Raven now? Well, she's not calling herself Raven.
She didn't take it. I'm trying to wait till they call themselves their name.
Because I've been using it interchangeably.
Yeah, Corey hasn't even called herself Starfire yet. I'm waiting for them to give themselves names. See, this is the stuff that I want from the core four. It's like, it's fine. This 5 years ago, they're all just kind of living their lives and stuff. I'm like, but I love the journey of our core four, of them being in different aspects. Dick being the one who's been doing this for some time. True. Corey from a whole different planet. So she's not even just used to the superhero universe. She's not used to the human universe. Yeah. There's just so much to explore with that I just think it's way more interesting than
going back 5 years.
Yeah, and it's
seeing Dr. Light kind of beat up. Yo, props to old boy that looked like the type of dude that would squeal, but he didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So props to him. You know what I'm saying? He had this, kind of Poindexter look, but he was like, nah, bro, I'm strong.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That was a weird kind of thing. I wasn't expecting him to be as sassy as he was. I thought he'd be like, oh, and he was like, I'm like, you're a human. He can kill you, right? So I guess he was like, I'm going to go out of G.
He was like, yeah.
He probably figured he was going to kill him anyway. So
he's like, I'm just, Ain't nobody think about you.
Yeah. I appreciated that. He made himself stand out to me.
Word. So, we got the big payback plan at the end. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking they do end up getting Jericho killed some type of way.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why they were so heavy on tell the kids what happened, be open with them, blah blah blah, because it seemed like Hank and Dawn were like, we're not heroes anymore. And I think this storyline kind of shows why they're not heroes. Do we need that?
I think we need it in the sense of, one, I think Deathstroke is going to be a very interesting villain, because I was a little worried when they announced him as the villain for the season, because I'm like, is it just going to be him trying to shoot them and stuff? But as we actually found, in the previous episode, we found out that he's going to do some psychological stuff to them that's going to affect the relationships and stuff. So I think that is interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see how he affects the current roster. Like, what is he going to do towards Corey? What is he doing towards Dick? How is he going to affect Rachel?
Or does he even know about Corey?
That's what I mean. Like, just
she might be the wild card that helps him out.
And I think that's so
interesting. That's probably why they took her out of the story.
Yeah.
So when she comes back in, he's like, who's this person?
Yeah. And I think that's going to be super interesting. So I find that it's fine to put him in the context of why they know him, so he's not just some new character and they know just why he hates them so much, probably because of Jericho, so that's fine. I just don't care to see it continue to be
like, you use my son,
yeah,
and they're like, you killed our partner or our teammate or whatever, so it's always going to be...
Yeah, and I'd rather it be about the new core four and not just about, Dick and not just about Dawn and Hank and Donna. Yeah. I mean, they're fine, but honestly, if we didn't sign, I keep saying it, but we didn't sign up for that version of them. So I don't really care for them to getting as more screen time to a certain degree than my core.
Even though I do like the small things, like what she say? I think she said, "What is this and why is it in Robin's costume?" I do like stuff like that where it's like, because from their perspective, they're like, "Hey, who you like? But I'm OG, bro.
It's a new day,
it's like, bro, I'm OG. Like you ride motorcycles in the house, like, bro, I'm OG. Like, so I do like that kind of tension there. But yes, I do want to see because. Like, he just got kidnapped, son.
Yeah, what's going on with Jason Todd? I think Jason Todd's heading towards being Red Hood eventually.
Yeah.
And
then we saw Roy's name in the text.
And Donna's thing.
Yeah. So it's like, we know Roy's around somewhere. So the implications of a larger universe, I dig, but I do kind of want to see now. Because I think we're going to get another. I think we're going to get another background,
We're about to go get. We are. I just hope it's not the very next one. Because
I think we're going to see the following Jericho.
They did say it was going to be parallel universe, and I'm like, I don't care about parallel. I'm not trying to be dismissive. I'm just saying you can intertwine this. People didn't sign up for a flashback show.
Yeah.
I think DC fans who are comic book fans may care for it a little bit, even though they're creating their own canon in a way. I mean, they killed Aqualad, but I think also it's kind of like. I don't know. People and people are asking. I've gotten asked, are we going to get the crowbar, but from Deathstroke to Jason Todd versus the Joker from Jason Todd? And I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's going. And when I say crowbar, for people who don't watch it, it's a Joker. Actually, in the comics, Joker killed Jason Todd with a crowbar. He beats
forever.
him to death. And it was really brutal. It was, screwed up. It was actually chosen by the fans, though. It was a vote. It was put to a vote, and it just edged out that Jason Todd got killed. And people are wondering if Deathstroke's going to be the version. I don't think so.
It could be. I mean, since we know we have a larger universe and that these villains know each other to a certain degree, because, I even asked the question, I was like, how long do you think Deathstroke's patience with Dr. Light's attitude will last? But it might be something like, I'm done with him. Hey, Joker, you want this guy? Because I know you hate Batman. Yeah. So here, that would be like some petty diss type stuff, but then on some like, oh, this dude is evil. Yeah. So it could play out pretty cool like that.
I think there's so many ways they can go. I just hope we get it back in the present, because I know we gotta do we're gonna have a whole backstory soon on Superman's DNA double.
Oh,
we got to do that. So I'm just like, do we have time?
Which then implies Lex, and then implies. Yeah, that's
a whole other dynamic. I'm like, can we get out of the past? Can we go with what's going on now? Because we got too much to deal with.
Yeah, unless they just do it. Unless they do it the way Young Justice did it, where it's just like, oh, it's a clone. We gotta go. We'll find this out later. It's like, oh, it's a clone. We're getting chased. We gotta go. It's like, so maybe not. But yeah, the Superboy thing, due to how they handle effects in this show, I am interested in seeing how they handle Superboy.
Yeah, Aqualad's powers didn't seem to. It was like a CGI water thing he threw out, and that was the one time we saw his powers, and I was like, I get it.
I saw the off the screen, the water splash. But I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying? We know. You got to do what you got to do. You take a little water hose, and then hit somebody. But it did. Superboy. Well, I guess. He's only super strong. They can play on the thing like, I can't fly yet, so it's like, cool, no flying. So you just gotta hit people and pull the wires, and then people fly back and blocks break and stuff. So maybe it won't be too bad.
We'll see.
So
I want to see Starfire. I want to see Corey fly eventually. Although I don't think it happens this season. She eventually needs to fly because Corey flies. And they better give her that power.
I don't care about seeing her fly. I want to see her roast another dude.
Well, but she's already done it. I mean, let's show
that joke was crazy. She straight flambéed a dude in broad daylight in 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Dude, he thought he was it too. And she was just like.
Yeah. Corey's so amazing. She's such a cool character, and that's why I'm just
crazy,
she needs to join back up with Rachel and Dick and Gar. We need our family dynamic back. And I like I said, I have nothing against bringing in new characters or showing the backstory, but I think you have to show respect to why this show became as popular as it was, and it's because people like the idea of the core four that you put forward.
I agree.
And it's respect that.
Yeah, because a lot of times shows will be like, cool, we got something hot, let's show them another group. It's like, no, we kind of like this is why it's hot.
We signed up for these people.
Yeah, and I do like the stuff like showing Dawn and Hank together, kind of like at the ranch and stuff, but on kind of like a side, kind of like, you know, like, oh, okay, they're kind of moving on with their lives. Oh, they got attacked. Cool, but we're still dealing with like Rachel got to get her powers under control. She almost killed Jason, and then you got Gar. He probably ain't never gonna change again. Come on, man, you can't. We ain't got much money for all that. All right, maybe you'll just embody strength without change. I don't know. You'll have to figure something out. But we do need, because Gar is in the sewers looking around with a flashlight. And Rachel at home, she don't know nothing.
Nope.
And Dick by now is probably like, them boys went off without me. He went down, he was like, they did what I told them not to do.
Yep. And I'd rather see that dynamic. Dick needing to go save them, Corey coming in, and then like, it wouldn't be funny because they really have played up the idea of Dick and Corey being the parents.
Yeah.
And Gar and Rachel and kind of Jason being the kids. And I love that. I think it's
like,
so funny.
Gar and Rachel the kids, and like, Jason Todd is like the crazy cousin, the crazy cousin that gets the normal kids in trouble.
Yes. And then you have Dick and Corey as the parents, right? So wouldn't it be great if like Corey gives back and like, hey, everybody, and it's like, oh, well, Gar's missing because he went after Jason, and then it's just like, oh, and also Jason. And then Corey's gonna look at Dick.
Him.
Yeah, and Corey's gonna look at Dick like the mother who left the house, like, I leave for just a couple of months, and you got my kids in trouble. Right? But no, that's the dynamic there. And I think that's so much more engaging than like the old Titans being like college buddies and having interpersonal. I mean, I did not care for Dawn giving Donna like things like, you should go out with him. You should totally go. I'm like, I don't care about this. I do not care about you two having girl talk right now.
Girl talk.
I prefer the Donna.
You don't like the girl talk? Girl talk.
To that counter, though, I will say I did enjoy Donna and Corey in the beginning in the van, but it was so much funny because
that was funny. I like that whole stakeout.
Because with Dawn and Donna, it was like, oh, we're cool friends, but like, there's this weird, funny
it's
dynamic.
Like, I'm bad. No, I'm bad.
Yes, there's this really fun dynamic between Corey and Donna, and it makes sense because Corey and Donna in the comics are best friends.
Yeah, and they're also sort of not of this world. Like Themyscira, yes,
and that's how they bond.
But it's kind of not of this world.
And I guess
you know what I'm saying?
I guess my thing is I don't mind Dawn. I get a little, I don't want to go into racial dynamics or anything, but Corey is the lead woman of this show.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of starting to have a little bit of an issue that I've just been seeing the white women getting these main plots. And I'm like, I know they're giving Corey like a side plot, and she's going to eventually, hopefully this upcoming episode, join back in, but I'm like, she's the lead female.
Yeah, she's the lead.
I don't care to see.
She was sold as the lead, the lead female of this show.
Yeah,
and she's killed it.
And and I'm just kind of wondering why I'm getting so much screen time of women who aren't Corey. I'm like, that's fine, but where is Corey?
Yeah,
whole episode, Corey wasn't even in it.
I'll just say
I know it was flashback, but still.
It was mad monochromatic all up on this episode, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, let's be for real on that.
He was real white.
Let's be for real. And
I'm not here for it. Gar is an Asian American man. And that's why I like the dynamic of
who's going to have to go back and be like, hey, Dick, okay, remember when you was like, don't do this? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we kind of did this. Yeah. And now I don't know where Jason is.
Yeah. And I just like that. I just think it's so much more dynamic than what we got this past episode. I was like, if they had sold this as the initial TV show, I wouldn't have watched. I would have been like, that's okay, but I'm good on this.
Yeah, I definitely, like, Anna is a dope. I've been a fan of hers since she was on 24. And I was like, yo, she's dope, because they played her up where she wasn't just like, okay, if you watch 24, you know that Jack Bauer's wife was the most kidnappable wife of all kidnap history. But Anna's character was more like, no, I'm kind of capable a little bit. Like I'm not Rambo, but I got some skills and I'm not gonna do dumb things. And when I saw she got cast for this, I was like, oh snap, let's see what happens.
She's amazing.
And then I saw her flambe like mad people, and I was like, yeah, let's do this.
She has a certain playfulness about her that's also kind of classy and deadly. She brings such like the truth of what Starfire can be in live action. Yeah. And I think it's being wasted right now where we get this. I don't mind Donna, because she was part of the time, but it's like this whole thing with Dawn, and like they keep showing us this stuff with her and Hank. They keep showing us this stuff with her and Dick. I'm like, why is this woman being shoved down my throat?
But yeah, I do like Hank because
I like Hank.
Of like what's going on with him, but Dawn does seem.
She seems like she's the love interest.
It seems like they're trying to position her, as a weird, maybe like, I hope they're not trying to position her in a place where Corey comes back and she's like, who's this woman and blah, blah, blah.
Well, they met already. I don't think Corey's gonna care.
Not who's this woman, but more like, is she now trying to take my place kind of thing?
And maybe it'll last for all of a second. I don't think Corey will care too much because I do think Corey is strong enough in herself.
And she's kind of above that, I guess.
Yeah, but it's more so, I think it's like, it's not even like I think the characters in the fiction will notice. I think it's just, in my opinion, I'm just like, Corey should be all up in the tower right now. Corey is when Dick's not around, Corey's the leader. So we need to get back to that. And I don't mind Donna and them being there. I don't mind Donna being there. But it's just like, Corey is the lead woman of this show. Put her in the lead position. I think we'll get back to that. I know they have to like set some groundwork.
But when we get back to that, I just want to make sure that when we get back to that, she stays the lead. Yeah. Because
she's Starfire. She's just like awesome.
She's Starfire, and we know how y'all do. All right, and when I say y'all, I mean Hollywood. We know how y'all do. Y'all use somebody to build up and get everything hot.
Bait and switch.
And then try to replace.
And that's what I get worried about sometimes when I'm like, hey, I signed up for the core 4. I signed up for these 4 people. Why are you keep showing me these other people I didn't sign up for? That's not okay. And you can do that 1 or 2 episodes.
And bring these people in if they're going to support these 4.
Not
but
just
don't
like,
bring
don't
these
bring
people
them
in like they're the show now.
Yeah, and it's like they get whole plot lines to themselves. And it's like, I'm good. I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah. Hopefully we get back to the present with this episode. Probably Gar is gonna have to be like, hey,
and I'm living for it.
Sorry.
I'm thinking it's gonna be super exciting.
And then there's gonna be like, I told y'all. You know what?
And in that moment, Corey comes in like, what I missed?
He's gonna be like, you know what? Just sit down. All right, sit down. Like, Corey, I just need you. Well, no, because Raven already called her. Rachel, Raven.
That's why I said Corey's gonna come in and be like, "What I missed."
She'll be like, "Hey, what's going on? Yo, where's the new kid?"
We got it.
I lost.
Well, she met Jason. She met Jason too. So
be like, where's the other kid that was here? He went off and didn't listen to me. Be like,
all right, let's go.
Guess I gotta go burn people up. I do want to see her and Dr. Light.
I think that'll be very interesting because the thing is, some of her source is from light.
Yeah.
It's
so
from
I want to see how that plays against each other.
I think she's probably the only one that might be able to beat him.
Yeah. Or will he be able to derive any energy from her?
That too. Or maybe she might derive it from him. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They need Corey back. They need her part of the time. Dawn and Hank don't got no powers. Like they're good fighters, but you need Corey there.
Hank serves a great purpose of being the PTSD soldier that has an addiction issue due to painkillers. And he serves a purpose there.
Yeah.
Dawn is in this weird space where it's not that she's a bad actress, it's just that
Minka's great.
I think they're just like, yo, she's pretty. She's pretty, right? And it's like, yeah, but what's going on? Like we want to do things.
The main thing with
someone
her
just got kidnapped, man.
The main thing with her is that it tends to be her characterization is through whoever she's with at that point. In the flashback, it was about her telling Dick, "Oh, you need to be Batman now," whatever like that, and their dynamic. And in the future, or the present, I should say, it's about her and Hank. It's not who is Dawn. I don't care that much. I mean, I think she's fine, but it's like if I did care, if she was the lead woman of the show, which she is not, it's Corey. But if she was, it'd be like, well, who is she outside of her relationships? We still don't really know that when it comes to her because we've never seen her single. You know what I mean? At this point, we've seen Hank single, we've seen Dick single. We haven't seen Dawn has always been with one or the other, what we've seen. So I don't know who she is. And
actually, we kind of get a glimpse into who she is. She's someone who still wants to fight crime and is slightly like comedic / petty. Cause she was like, tell him I'm dumb. He's like, I'm dumb. And she had to be. I felt like they were too young to be getting beat up like that bad. But I mean,
she's a vigilante too. Batman's a vigilante.
I mean, you gotta like whooping levels.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, these are kids. I mean, whoop them up a little bit, but not like a full man whooping.
Yeah, I mean, she's and she does say it. She's like, you can't. She tells Hank like, you can't fight for this to have that be your outlet. It's still my outlet. It's still her outlet because that's how they got together, right? The outlet was taking out and beating up
just
people.
Because you can't doesn't mean that I can stop the way you stop.
I can stop because the thing is, that's her outlet still. Yeah. She hasn't found a different outlet but fighting crime. So I don't know what that's going to do for that dynamic. Once again, that's not the main point of this show, though. Yeah. So
that's something we can find out maybe in season 3 in like an episode and be like, oh, that's what happened to Dawn. Cool, man. That's kind of sad, but it's all good.
Where's Corey?
And maybe Hank can help train kids in the thing or something. I don't know. But I mean, can he fight when he's blind? I don't think he could do that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I know Jason was whooping up on guard for a second, but then the tag team match was really cool too. And so I'll do this before we bounce. Do you think Rose could be the parallel or the swap out for Tara?
Maybe. I don't think Rose is going to stay that long, though, to be honest. At first, I was talking to some people, and it wasn't until they kind of like said certain things where I'm like, she might be a plant. Like, she may be a plant. Like, at first I was like, oh, yeah, she just stumbled upon it. I'm like, how do you wait 5 years to, like, suddenly, oh, he killed my brother. Like, did you just find that out? Yeah. It doesn't sound, things aren't sounding right. Yeah. And we do know in the comics that she does sort of go over to the dark side, too. We also know she has a thing with Jason Todd in the comic book. So maybe that dynamic has to happen first before we get to the other stuff.
Yeah, because that could be the Judas contract-ish.
People have mentioned that, the Judas contract, that might be the situation.
Judas contract and the actual way it was written is like, wow. It's some good stuff.
Yeah.
But it can be played out well here too. Like, it was played out well in the Teen Titans cartoon as well.
Yeah.
So like here, it can play out pretty well just swapping Jason for Gar and Rose for Tara. Mm-hmm. You could do that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I just don't think she's long for the team. I think at the end of the season it'll get back to the core 4, but it's just taking a minute.
Yeah, a longer minute than I like.
Same.
But before we bounce, to my left, the esteemed colleague CKR.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me on. And check out my YouTube channel, Twisted Woman CKR. I do all horror and dark fantasy film and TV reviews.
Cool. And that link's below and here-ish or something. It's around. Just go check her out. She's doing tons of stuff. So guys, of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, like iHeartRadio, podcasts, whatever. But let's talk about Titans Below, and let's not go too far in the past, but props for playing James Brown because he is the guy.
Right? I did love that.
Yes. I'm mad. Get down with my girlfriend.
Although there was no black people on screen. But you played James Brown at the end. That's what's up.
Here's my thing about James Brown. Why didn't you have the James Brown record swapped for... Why are you...
Somebody of color would have made an appearance. That and the Jericho character. I guess he's of color, but yeah.
Well, he's definitely... But see, that's weird because his mother didn't look like she was of color.
Oh, she is. She's Asian. She's an actress.
Okay.
She's actually on
Killjoys.
Killjoys.
Because I was like, ain't his dad supposed to be straight up? And I was trying to look at his mom. I was like,
the dad's
I didn't really rewind.
I think he's Latino.
Okay.
And then she's
It's
Asian.
The beard. Shave the beard,
yeah,
and let me see your face.
Deathstroke is Latino.
All right, cool.
Or the actor is playing. He's Latino. And then the mother, she's from Killjoy. She actually plays a villain on Killjoys, and she's a very.
And that's a show I've never watched.
She's a fun actress. She's a fun actress. So I'm excited. I hope they give her good material because she has potential.
What up? And Deathstroke just got mad money, and he ain't sharing. So, guys from us to you, we're just saying peace.